Welcome back, everyone. My name is Michelle, and this is Horror Book Hellhound. So today's video is going to be pretty short, I'm not gonna lie, but that's because I didn't read very much last month. July was just kind of a burner month for me, to be honest. Like, I just burned through that bitch and didn't really stop to smell the roses or read the books I wanted to read. So there's that. But I do have 4 books that I managed to get through this past month, and I'm going to go over each one of them with you today. So starting from the beginning of last month, I read, and again, I feel like I'm saying it wrong, Enantiotromia by Mike X. Welch. First of all, this cover is gorgeous. I was actually approached by the author, Mike Welch, on Instagram, and he offered to send me a hard copy of the book. I always say yes when an author asks me if I want a hard copy of their book. Literally always, because I love reading hard copies. I love seeing and holding the book. So, of course, said yes. This was a very interesting read. Very short stories. The length of the stories kind of reminded me of a book that I have ranted and raved about before called Black Tongue and Other Anomalies. But yeah, very interesting. Very strange. Very strange. I don't even really know how I felt about the book, but I did give it a 3-star. I did feel like it was pretty interesting, and I'm sorry for the puppy noises in the background. He is not happy right now. He wants to go on a walk, and I'm filming instead. So, yeah. But yeah, this was a short little read at the very beginning of the month, and I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. Next up, we have a book that I was originally going to do my first reading vlog on. I ended up going with a different book, which I will get to, but that is Jaws by Peter Benchley. So the reason I ended up not doing the reading vlog on this book is because I knew I wasn't going to like this book. I knew I wasn't going to like this book. I'm absolutely in love with Jaws the movie. The movie was such a piece of art that I knew the book was never going to compare. I knew it. I knew that this was just one of those instances where the movie is actually better than the book. And sorry if my camera's moving around a lot. My puppy is literally on the last nerve. I might kill him. I might just kill him. As most of the other booktubers and bookstagrammers I follow have said, the entire middle section of this book is absolutely pointless. It's stupid. I hated it. I did a quick little rant and rave about it on my TikTok. So if you're interested in checking out my TikTok, I will put that on my link tree so you can find it, or I'll try to, or else I'll just link it down below, whatever. So yeah, very interesting. The first and last parts of this book are closer to the movie, but still don't capture the amazingness of the movie. So if you love the movie, I honestly would tell you to skip this book. This is the first 2-star review I have ever given. Next, as you all know, is the 7 Visitations of Sydney Burgess by Andy Marino. So I just did a pretty long reading vlog on this book. So I'm not really going to go into this book much. So if you want to know what it's about, my thoughts, the ups and downs of reading this book, I would suggest you go check out my reading blog. I definitely gave it 4 stars. It was a good read. This was probably the best read of the month for me. Actually, no, I know it was the best read of the month for me. So if you're interested in things like sci-fi horror or unreliable narrators or kind of demonic possession stories, you should check this one out. It's not too long. I liked it a lot. Last but not least, I finally managed to finish this book that I actually started about 2 months ago. I finally got my way through it. I trudged through it. I picked up this book because the cover is beautiful and because it's basically a collection of fairy tales, the ones we know and love, but they're all retold in a very like dark and dismal manner, as if the originals weren't dark enough, right? And that is Beasts and Beauty, Dangerous Tales by Soman Chainani. I don't fucking know. There's the author's name in case you need it. So this book was definitely a cover buy, and I love fairy tales. I love retellings of fairy tales, so I thought I would give it a try. Didn't love it. I'll be honest. Did not love it. Will probably be giving this one away. Also, by the end of this video, I'm going to mention a book giveaway that I'm doing, so stick around if you want to know, or skip to the end, whatever. This book was not very good. There were some of the short stories in it that I actually liked, but there was not one of them that I loved. They just didn't seem all that interesting to me, and the way it's sold with the cover and with the little spiel on the inside flap is that this is taking fairy tales to a darker place, but in reality it's not really. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've heard much darker versions of these fairy tales. In fact, if you go to the original sources of these fairy tales, they are as dark as can be. So honestly, these retellings were not darker per se, but they were definitely more annoying. They definitely kind of reimagined a lot of our favorite characters into these very irritating, flawed individuals, which they were already flawed, but now they're flawed to the extreme. Now it's to the point where I just want them to die, you know? So yeah, that's what we're dealing with. So honestly, last month was not the best for reading, for me in particular. I just didn't have a very good time. I ended up sick the entire last week of last month, as you will know if you watched my reading vlog. But that's pretty much it, you guys. I know it's a very short, quick video. Didn't have a whole lot going on last month, but here we are. So, all in all, the favorite of last month was definitely The 7 Visitations of Sydney Bergast by Andy Marino. Very interesting. I know that there will be people who love it and people who hate it. I just ended up on the end of loving it. So, yeah. Okay, so also, I am going to be doing a book giveaway on my Instagram. So I will have that link down below so you can easily get to it. I'm going to be giving away 2 books in this little giveaway. I was supposed to do this giveaway back when I reached 500 followers on Instagram. Totally missed the mark. But recently I was at 800. So yeah, I'm a little slow on the trigger there. But the first one is actually a used book. It's one that I really want to just kind of rehome. This one in particular is Theme Music by T. Marie Vandely, or Vandely, I don't know how to say her last name. This book was really interesting. I don't remember if I covered it on this channel or the old channel. I know that I did a video about it or mentioned it in one of them, but this book is very interesting. I'll go ahead and read you what it's about. It says, "For the lucky among us, life is what you make of it. But for Dixie Wheeler, the theme music for her story was chosen by another long ago. On the day her father butchered her mother and brothers and then slashed a knife across his own throat. Only 1-year-old Dixie was spared, becoming infamously known as Baby Blue for the song left playing in the aftermath of the slaughter. 25 years later, Dixie is still desperate for a connection to the family she can't remember. So when her childhood home goes up for sale, Dixie sets aside all reason and moves in. But as the ghosts of her family seemingly begin to take up residence in the house that was once theirs, Dixie starts to question her own sanity and wonders if the evil force menacing her is that of her father or a demon of her own making. In order to make sense of her present, Dixie becomes determined to unravel the truth of her past and seeks out the detective who originally investigated the murders. But the more she learns, the more she opens up the uncomfortable possibility that the sins of her father may belong to another. As bodies begin to pile up around her, Dixie must find a way to expose the lunacy behind her family's massacre in order to save her few loved ones who are still alive, and whatever scrap of sanity she has left." So I read this book. It does have a little wear and tear on it. If you'll see right there, this is how it actually came to me. I got this book in a My Thrill Club box, and it kind of came a little bit on the damaged side. Other than that, it is a hardback. It looks great. All the pages are in great condition. I really liked this book. it's just personally not one that I'm probably ever going to read again. I liked it. It was very intriguing. It was very interesting. Definitely an unreliable narrator kind of situation. Definitely spooky at times, but it honestly reads a little more like true crime than horror, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm definitely trying to rehome it because it is good. It's just not necessarily my cup of tea. The second book I actually have not even read. I ended up with the second copy by mistake, and that is Road of Bones by Christopher Golden. So yeah, I'm sure most of you out there, especially if you belong to the book-loving community, have heard of this book plenty. I have not read it yet, so I cannot give you my opinion on it. I might actually do a buddy read with whoever wins the giveaway if you're interested, and I might do a reading vlog on it also. I kind of feel like I want to save this one for winter just because it does take place in a very cold environment. So, the synopsis. Surrounded by barren trees in a snow-covered wilderness with a dim, dusky sky forever overhead, Siberia's Kolyma Highway is 1,200 miles of gravel-packed permafrost within driving distance of the Arctic Circle. A narrow path where drivers face such challenging conditions as icy surfaces, limited visibility, and an average temperature of 60 degrees below zero. Fatal car crashes are common. But motorists are not the only victims of the highway. Known as the Road of Bones, it is a massive graveyard for the former Soviet Union's Gulag prisoners. Hundreds of thousands of people were worked to death and left where their bodies fell, consumed by the frozen elements and plowed beneath the road. Fascinated by the history, documentary producer Felix Teigland is in Russia to drive the highway, envisioning a new series capturing life and death on the Road of Bones, with a ride to the town of Akust, the coldest place on Earth, collecting ghost stories and local legends along the way. However, when Teague and his team reach their destination, they find an abandoned town, save one catatonic 9-year-old girl, and a pack of predatory wolves, faster and smarter than any wild animals should be. Pursued by the otherworldly beasts, Teague's companions confront even more uncanny and inexplicable phenomena along the Road of Bones, as if the ghosts of Stalin's victims were haunting them. It is a harrowing journey that will push Teague to the edge of human endurance. So yeah, that sounds freaking fascinating. It sounds like my cup of tea for sure, but I have heard a lot of mixed reviews on it. So those are the 2 books in the giveaway. Again, all of the details about the giveaway are going to be on my Instagram, so I will post a link to my Instagram down below. Be sure to check it out and hop on it whenever it comes out. I'm trying to get out that giveaway post as soon as possible. But yeah, other than that, you guys, if you will go ahead and like, subscribe, comment if you feel like, that's it. I will see you all in the next video, and I hope you are being safe and staying healthy. Peace out, Hellhounds.